Hey everybody, it's Patricia and welcome back to my channel. And guess what time it is? I have all these fall feels. I'm ready for fall, even though it's still hot here. We're not in the hundreds. We are in the 80s, some days low 90s. It's still hot here. I really don't feel fall weather here until like after Halloween, truthfully. But I am ready for fall. I feel like I am ready for fall. So I went through and pulled out, I went through all my palettes and just looked and thought, okay, yeah, that reminds me of fall, that reminds me of fall. So I just pulled them out. I pulled out 11 palettes. These are not what I consider Halloween. That's going to be a totally different category. And that is going to be coming up. I just ordered a new palette. So after my new palette comes, I will do Halloween. Strictly Halloween. This is strictly fall. Think of the fall leaves, pumpkins, you know, hay rides, apple pie, all the fall things. That's what these palettes make me think of. So I don't have them in any particular order. I just pulled them out and laid them on my desk. So let me we'll just pull and go. First, I have a couple from Melt Cosmetics. I'm cleaning as I go. I have the Rust palette. Now, what says fall? Nothing says fall like some rust. I'll kind of wipe it off a bit. I haven't cleaned these in a while. I just want to make sure they're nice and clean. You wipe it off a little bit. It's a little bit wiped off, but there we go. That is the Rust palette. And I love these golden colors and then these dark grungy colors. That definitely screams fall to me. I think that's very much a fall looking palette. So Rust, and also my Gemini 2 palette. Let me open this one up. Let me wipe this down a bit. Just make sure it's nice and clean. There we go. A little bit clean. There we are. That is my Gemini 2 palette. This one has those golden rusty colors and those mossy dark greens, those grungy greens. I think that looks really good. So there we go. Gemini 2. I either love or hate Melt. I do really like both of those palettes. Now I've got the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. This definitely makes me think of fall. It makes me, these rusty colors, the browns, this definitely puts off fall vibes to me. And along with this, also, I think of my Tartelette Toasted palette, which kind of has the same, let me open this one back up. This kind of the same color story. I guess a little different. There we go. I don't know if you can. Well, I guess they are different. This one, I'm glad I have both now. This one has more, I see some rosy in it, where this one is more warm and not as deep. These colors are not as deep. So they are not as closely related as I had thought all these years. So I'm now glad I have both. But yeah, this one gives me those fall vibes as well. This has always made me think of fall, and I'm not really sure why. I don't know. I haven't done my How Old Are My palettes yet for my Anastasia Beverly Hills, but I have the Modern Renaissance. This was my first Anastasia palette, and it always reminds me of fall. These colors, these tones, definitely make me think of fall, and I really do need to use these a lot more. Wipe it off a little bit. I think one of my new resolutions, even though we're getting near the end of the year, is every time I pull out a palette, let's clean it up a bit. That way it won't be, keep them clean that way. Next, I have Too Faced. My Too Faced Pumpkin Spice. Because when I think of fall, I think of pumpkins and I think of pumpkin spice. I can still smell mine a little bit, but there we go. And I like that there's some purples in here, some like muted pink. I like that. I like the color story of this. That's why I definitely keep it around. So, pumpkin spice. I haven't really done any swatching. I don't really feel like I've needed to. I'll leave my little palette for last. I have Lunar Beauty, the Eternal Eclipse. And I have not played with this enough at all. It's not even dirty, really. Here it is. And I love these blues and these shades in here. This shade, I absolutely love that shade. This definitely gives me fall, maybe fall going into winter feels. Maybe even a little bit winter, but I definitely get fall vibes from this. I guess the blue would make you think more winter, but I get fall vibes from this as well, so I'm going to count it. Lunar Beauty. Now I have 3 from Nomad. First, I've got the Berlin Underground. And these grungy shades definitely scream fall to me. I really like these golden ones right here in the middle. This palette is prettier on than you think looking at it in the, you know, just looking at it. When you go and start playing in the shadows and put them on, I like them a whole lot. More than I, just looking at it, would think. This palette surprised me. I do like this palette a lot. So, yeah, that one is the Berlin Underground. And then this one I chose because of the rich colors. It's the Royal Europe palette. And I suppose these could be winter shades as well. But to me, these dark jewel tones make me think of fall and picking out new school clothes and fun sweaters and things like that. That's what comes to mind when I look at this palette. I just feel cold weather's coming on. I don't know how else to explain it, but yeah, that's what this one makes me think. And I love those multi-chromes in there. It's just, it's gorgeous. So, the Royal Europe, and we can't have fall and Nomad without the Hudson Valley palette. This is the most fall palette I own. This has got to be the top fall palette in my collection. And you look at it, you see the colored leaves, you know, definitely in pumpkins and scarecrows, and you see all of that when you look at these shades. Definitely, you can't get more fall than Hudson Valley. You certainly cannot. And then the last one I'm showing you, I think the Hudson Valley is my favorite. This was the smallest, so I didn't want to stick it underneath the stack of others. But I have a Natasha Denona 5-pan, the Coral palette. And this one has always made me think of fall. I love these shades. They are definitely fall colors. So I definitely wanted to add that into this mix. So that is 11 palettes I have in my collection that makes me think of fall. Like I said, I'll be doing my Halloween one in, I don't know, in a week or so. It depends on when my new palette gets here. I'll have my Halloween palettes up, and those will not be these. It'll be totally different groupings. So guys, thank y'all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Which palette in your collection do you think is the most fall palette that you own. Whether I have it here or not, I'd love to hear what you consider a very fall palette out of your collection. So guys, again, thanks for watching. If you're new here, I'd love it if you would subscribe. Again, thanks for spending some time with me. I'll see y'all next time.